Well, hello! Today we are testing out my sanity. And by saying so, I mean that today we will be drawing. Well, actually, I'm gonna be drawing and you will be just sitting here watching me suffer. Well, today I'm gonna be drawing one picture for 3 times. And it's gonna be a challenge where you're drawing just one picture for 3 times, but you have the restricted amount of time. So the first one is for 60 minutes, the second attempt is for 10 minutes, and the last one is just for 1 minute. And what I can say, it was pretty damn painful. And yeah, you will see, and you will have some giggles probably out of me. So yeah, that's on me, my treat. Let's go watch it. Enjoy, or not. So let me just very quickly walk you through my entire process. I will be talking about my mistakes and about every time I kind of failed. So, as I mentioned before, I didn't come up with any plan before starting this illustration. All I knew was that I'm gonna be creating Mirabel from Encanto, and yeah, that's probably was it. That was all about my plan. And I thought that, well, 1 hour it's just so much, and I surely will be able to create the whole illustration in 1 hour. And oh boy, how mistaken I was. So I started by creating a very ugly sketch. And by saying a very ugly sketch, I'm referring to an exact name that we are using in an artistic field, you know, to just name this type of masterpiece drawing. And this was a very great idea. I mapped out everything that I wanted to do here, and yes, it was ugly, but it helped a lot. Also, the good thing was that I finished it in less than 6 minutes. When I had my ugly sketch, I decided that I will go to the next layer and I will create one more ugly sketch that will be a little bit less ugly than the one before, but I won't be paying too much attention to just clean lines and so. But yeah, that was the mistake number 2, and this was the big one, because somewhere halfway through this entire process of creating the sketch number 2, I realized that I don't really have time for creating like the sketch number 2, because I need to move forward and I need to create the clean lines in order to make sure that I will be like able to create this illustration in 1 hour. So when I realized that I don't have time, I decided that I will need to go and I will just need to clean the lines onto this layer. And you know, I don't like to do that. This whole picture was a constant stepping out of my comfort zone, and I didn't think that I had one. But my greatest mistake was that I didn't keep an eye on the time, and when I realized that I have like less than 30 minutes to completing my whole illustration, like the colors, rendering part, the whole thing, I was like panicking. And of course, I didn't have the color palette for this illustration because I thought that it might be cheating, and I didn't want to be a cheater, so I prepared nothing. Well, the greatest problem with coloring was me using the textured brush because I wasn't able to use the color drop properly. And I was mapping like the area out with the outline, and I was trying to use the color drop, and there was a little blank space between this outline and the color, and I needed to take care of it. So I spent like a lot of time here. But it wasn't that bad. After completing my flat colors, I realized that I have like a lot of time, and I decided to spend it on rendering a little bit, and it was a mistake number 4. Because if you started rendering, you just can't finish it. You need to go and find all the places that you would like to render, and you need to go through all of them, and you need to render them, right? And yeah, I ended up with rendering just the face and making some ugly mess for other elements. Like probably, I think it would be better if I left it more flat rather than unfinished and ugly. Like, look at me, I even decided to add some lightning and some highlights, and I made just very ugly thing for the hair. So the lesson I learned from this illustration is that you just need to learn where to stop and don't make a mess at last 10 seconds. So that was my attempt like for 1 hour, and I can't say that I hate it that much. Like, I can't say that I hate it fully but I hate it anyway. And I think that if I had like 20 or 25 more minutes, it would have come up better than it is right now. And it would come up in my way of visualizing it into my head. And yeah, it will be better. And probably I will finish this illustration and I will post it somewhere on Instagram. And yeah, that was my attempt. And I don't regret it. I don't hate it that much. But what I would have suggested to myself and to anyone who is gonna be like doing this challenge is that you probably will need to take some time before and plan out your illustration and what you want to pursue and what you want to achieve with this illustration. But yeah, that's what it was for like an hour, and now let's just go and check out what I came up with in 10 minutes. Well, what I can say, that 10 minutes attempt was the hardest and the worst one, because I was panicking constantly through the entire process right here, and I didn't know what I'm doing, and I was trying to recreate the same process that I was making like in 60 minutes, but in 10 minutes. And it didn't go well. So I'm pretty much ashamed of it and I hate it very much. And now looking at it, I think that my left feet will probably do a better job than my right hand did. What I learned from this experience? Well, nothing. You might suggest like try quick sketches and set an alarm and maybe, try quick sketches. But I would say no, thank you. Like, I hate to work quickly. I just love to suffer for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Well, I've never thought that 10 minutes could just pass so fast. And in my defense, I can say that I was drawing with my left hand, which is not true, but I can convince you thinking like that. And my general thoughts on this 10 minutes drawing is that you need to plan better and you need to set the goal just before you start to draw. Yeah, but I can say that it's not the worst illustration. So hold on. Well, 1 minute was fun, and I have like the original soundtrack of the whole process, and here it is. I don't know why I didn't pick up the bigger brush, because it will be a game changer here, but no, I didn't even consider thinking about it. And yeah, again, I didn't have the prepared color scheme for this illustration, except for these things that are popping out in Procreate, because yeah, not a cheetah. Oh yeah, just look at these arms. Well, it's a contemporary art, and we love art of any kind and shape, and I don't know how about you, but I think that it is worth making it an NFT. Please buy it for big bucks. So what can I say about the last 1 minute illustration? It's just, I call it an Alzheimer in progression, and it's a very bad joke, and I will probably cut it out later. So genuinely, what I can say about this, I really love it, and I think that it is the best illustration that I made through the whole challenge right here. It truly is a masterpiece, and how quick I was, right? Like, I could have come up with this same result in 60 minutes, but I was so quick and I just made it in 1 minute. And I'm really proud of it. So anyway, I hope it was fun. It was pretty fun for me. It was painful, but it was fun because pain is fun. And what I want to say is goodbye.